So when I came up with the idea for this video for the Christmas edition, it was because I was well aware that I'd missed a lot of the celebrities that had passed away in the previous year, 2024. So my plan originally was to put 2024 and 2025 together, so that we could celebrate all of the celebrities in those 2 years. Then I actually sat down and wrote how many celebrities had actually passed away within the 2 years, and the list got longer and longer and longer. And this video would have been 3 to 4 hours long if I did every single celebrity that had passed away in the coming year. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the top 10 celebrities that's deaths really affected me. Now, quick disclosure, this is my personal list. If you have if I've missed out on a celebrity, or you think there's a celebrity that should have been on this list, do comment down below. But please bear in mind, this is my personal list. Just quick disclosure out there. So the first celebrity that we're going to do, this isn't in any type of order. We're going to do 2024 first, but they're not in order that they passed away. Just quick disclosure. So in 2024, we lost, in the horror industry, we lost a fantastic actor named Tony Todd. If you've ever seen Final Destination and you've seen The Undertaker appear and give advice to those that are trying to escape death, you know exactly who I am talking about. He was a fantastic actor. He also appeared in a horror film called Candyman. He actually finished filming the last Final Fantasy film that came out of the same year. Unfortunately, he passed away before you could see it. But it makes it even more precious that his final words was a farewell not only to the character and not only to the people that he was talking to, the characters that he was talking to, it was also to the audience members. He knew he was dying and he wanted to go out with a bang, and I think he achieved. So Tony Todd, you've been a great man. Sticking with horror, kind of linking to Christmas, we also have a guy called Ken Page. Now, many people will certainly know his voice. Ken Page played Oogie Boogie in Nightmare Before Christmas. He also appeared in several other films, including All Dogs Go to Heaven. But he will be remembered for his part in Oogie Boogie. I think his voice made Oogie so much more scarier. I could not... to this day, I can't picture anyone else that can play Oogie Boogie. I guarantee you someone's going to prove me wrong. But the way that he spoke his lines, they were just so incredibly spooky. I remember Oogie Boogie freaking me out when I first saw him. And it has to do with Ken Page. The way that he did Ken Page was just absolutely fantastic. Around about the same time that Ken Page passed away, we also lost a fantastic actress. Her name was Maggie Smith. Whether you know her from Professor McGonagall or from Downton Abbey, I certainly will know her from several other films. I know her from The Lady in the Van. She was just a fantastic actress. It's like, as you go down, as I was busy doing the scrapbook page, which will appear on this channel, I kept on finding newer and newer films that she's been in, and seeing her when she was younger, it's like in a film I've seen many times, when you realise Maggie Smith's in it, you're like, I did not realise. But she was a fantastic actress. Sticking with that kind of era, we also have lost an actress who played Mrs. Banks in Mary Poppins. Last year, the year prior to that, we actually lost someone else from Mary Poppins 2. 2024, we lost someone from Mary Poppins 1, and that was Glynis Johns, who you'll remember her as Mrs. Banks, the mother of the Banks children. She was the one who was always... people who support the women's rights, her character was someone who believed very strongly in women's rights. She went to Votes for Women campaigns, kept giving up the appearance that she was a devoted wife, but you could see she was also quite headstrong as well. She was a fantastic character. Sticking with magic, we also have a member of Charmed. One of the Charmed sisters passed away. Her name was... I'm going to say her name completely wrong. Shannon Doherty. Shannon Doherty, people will know her as Prue from Charmed. She was the eldest sister, and she was the first one of Charmed to pass away in the TV series. And sadly, we lost her in real life as well. I certainly will remember her wise words in Charmed. She will be missed. Going into Doctor Who, and time travel wise, we lost someone called... Now, William Russell, people will most likely probably know him from The Great Escape. I know him from Doctor Who. For people who don't know, William Russell played Ian Chessington. Chessington was one of the 4 main Doctor Who actors. You had William Hartnell, you had Ian Chessington, you had Susan, and you had Barbara. And unfortunately, we have lost Ian. He did reappear recently in the brand new Doctor Who as one of the people speaking out about the Doctor, as one of the Doctor's companions. We lost a great actor. We seriously did. Another great actor. He will be remembered throughout the whole of this time. James L. Jones will... There won't be a single person who won't know who James L. Jones is. If you know Star Wars, you'll know him as Darth Vader's voice. If you've ever into the Legend of Merlin, you'll recognise his voice straight away as the mountain that speaks to Merlin in the Sean... What was his name? Sean...
I don't know, sorry. Sure.
Guy who played the main character in Jurassic Park.
Sorry.
I can't remember his name, but he appeared. He played the voice of the mountain in this version of the Merlin legend. The film was called Merlin. But he will be remembered as Mufasa. He appeared twice as Mufasa. I think he came back for Lion Guard as well. But whether you're a Disney fan, Star Wars fan, or whether generally, you would have known even if you were a baseball player, he appeared in a film based on baseball. He was that famous. And we lost a legend. That day, the day we lost him, we lost the legend. Certainly on my personal one, with the day David Graham died, I was heartbroken. David Graham, he's appeared in several things, both as an actor and as a voice actor, but I will always remember him as saying "Milady" to Lady Penelope in Thunderbirds. I've recently learned he also played 2 other characters. So he played Brains, and he played, I think it was Alan, one of the Tracy brothers. I think it was Gordon that he played. So I was quite surprised to learn that as I did further research. But I always knew him as Parker. He did come back to reprise his role in the newer edition of Thunderbirds. But I will if I'm walking down the street and I hear someone say "Milady," I will always think of how he said it. I think he will be remembered certainly for the kind of characters that he played. It was just truly, truly remarkable. Going back to Disney, we lost one of the Sherman brothers. There's very few films that do not have the Sherman brothers involved in it, and unfortunately we did lose one half of the Sherman brothers in Richard M. Sherman. Richard was a great man. I might do a scrapbook page dedicated to him. I'm still researching which one of the Disney films that he had done. It's quite difficult because he's done so many, but it's just heartbreaking sometimes when you hear a song and you realise it's from the Sherman brothers and you're like, one of them has gone. It's heartbreaking and sorry. I'll do the last one of 2024 before I start crying. We'll go into anime as the last one. And in anime, we lost the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! I believe it was last year. This year, 2024, we lost Dragon Ball Z creator Akira Toriyama. I think that's how you say his name. It was heartbreaking. I remember he died in the early year in January, and I was busy doing a panto at the time. And I just happened to look at my phone and I said, the guy who's created Dragon Ball Z has died. My husband was heartbroken. He's a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z. So I had to add him to this list. Even though I'm not much of a Dragon Ball Z fan, but I will respect anyone that brings on a fantastic show like that. I've seen clips of it and I'm like, he's left a legend. I'm hoping that he will be remembered. We're going to stick with anime as we go into 2025. This is a recent one. 2023 we lost Yu-Gi-Oh! 2024 we lost Dragon Ball Z. This year we lost creator of Mario, Kazuki Motoyama. I think what I will do for that is I will play a Mario game in his honor. If I've got a Mario game. I need to go through all of my games at some point. I think my husband will be glad if I do. If you see my house, you'll understand that quote. But Mario, I mean, there's a new Mario film coming out next year, and I'm hoping that they will do a tribute. I imagine they will, to him. But it was heartbreaking to hear that he'd passed away. I think anyone who plays Mario will always remember his creations and how he created a character that was so loved it became a mascot to Nintendo. And I'm pretty sure anyone who walks down the street and hears the words Basil will certainly think of this next person. Petunia Scales, Fawlty Towers. I mean, she was a very good actress, but everyone will remember her as Mrs. Fawlty. There's characters that cannot play a character ever, that cannot be played by anyone else, and I can't imagine anyone else who could play Mrs. Fawlty, Sybil, as well as Petunia Scales. I mean, you've got to have enough courage to be able to turn to John Cleese and shout in his face and be authoritative while at the same time freaking someone out, and at the same time have a selfish personality behind it. And I think Sybil was played so well by Petunia Scales. So she will be missed. There will definitely be a scrapbook page dedicated to her. We're also working on another scrapbook page for Dan McGrath. People will know him from The Simpsons. I know him from Gravity Falls. So he was one of the creators of Gravity Falls. Fantastic show. Absolutely loved it. Freaked me out. I know Stephen loved it. We've got a lot of celebrities that we need to rewatch a lot of shows just to as a tribute to them. Certainly I'll be watching Doctor Who and Merlin for the next one, which is Paula Wilson. Paula Wilson, she's famous for being in Doctor Who 3 times. She was in Doctor Who playing Morgana very long time ago during Sylvester McCall's era. I believe she had appeared a lot earlier on, but she recently came back. I say recently, she came back to play Queen Victoria, and she was a fantastic one. But if you've ever watched Merlin, you will know her as Gaius's love. She will be missed, I promise you. And certainly anyone who sees themselves as being someone who wants to keep up appearances, sorry, had to slip that in, will know Patricia Rowland. I know her from the Peter Rabbit cartoons. She played one of the cats in Peter. She voiced one of the cats, beg your pardon, in Peter Rabbit. But you certainly will know her, definitely, if you ever hear someone go, "The bouquet of the Bouquet residents. It is bouquet, not bucket. We are not called bucket, we are called the Bouquet residents." There are characters, and then there are actresses that will just live in legend. And I think Mrs. Bouquet will always be remembered. And if you think of Bouquet, you'll always think of Routledge. I've got to show you my notebook, but when I did this, I accidentally put both characters in the same one. So opposite Shannon Doherty in my notebook is this next one. We lost a great actor in Julian McMahon. He's an Australian actor, and he played the demon Cole in Charmed. People will know him as Phoebe's love. There's just something about the way he played that character that was both really charming but also really eerie at the exact same time. I think when you can play a character that is meant to be really charming but has an undertone evilness behind them, you know that you're playing a really strong character. And with Cole, you had to be evil and calm and charming at the same time. And his Australian accent just mixed it so well in the character. It was just so brilliant. Certainly tonight my husband's going to get annoyed with me because I'm going to play a couple of songs from this next one. Tom Lehrer, everyone knows who Tom Lehrer is. He was a fantastic pianist. He was once a maths teacher that went into performing with a piano. If you've ever heard songs like Poisoning Pigeons in the Park, which was a comedy with a serious song, he was famous for having lyrics that you were allowed to laugh at. He was a comedian rather than an actual pianist. But he did New Maths, which was a sort of Mickey on how maths is taught, going back to his days when he was a maths teacher. National Brotherhood Week, which is a fantastic attack on racism that mixes humour with a serious note. Certainly, I'm actually upset that I didn't suggest that he'd one of his songs appear in a panto. I could understand why, because a lot of the lyrics that he has, I've actually publicly performed one of his songs on stage, and it was a huge hit. I've still got a friend that keeps taking the mickey on the new Maths song that I did. But a lot of his songs could not be sung today, or some of the lyrics would have to be changed. And I think when you hear the original ones and how welcoming he is, with people laughing at the kind of things that he said, the songs that he does, it's more rememberable than people who do lyrics for serious songs when you add humour to it. Because I think people remember the humour more than they remember the subject matter. And when they link the subject matter to the humour, it kind of hits them a lot harder. I think that was Tom Lehrer's gift. Sticking with music, although I think he's more remembered for his personality than he is for his music, certainly with me. Ozzy Osbourne, where do I begin? Absolute music legend. He was in Black Sabbath. He appeared with Black Sabbath in one of their concerts. It was the last concert that he ever did. He's mostly remembered for his personality. He's very outspoken. I think we're going to play the metal game with
Jack Black.
Jack Black.
Yeah, Brutal Legend.
That's Brutal Legend, in his honour. Just because Jack Black bowing down to him and saying the legend of metal. You made it if someone's making a game where they're claiming that you are the king of metal. I think you've made it. We're going slightly back into Doctor Who territory, although she is famous for other things as well. Jean Marsh, she is a true legend. She did play a companion, but she also played quite a lot of characters in Doctor Who. She was another actor that appeared multiple times in Doctor Who. She also appeared in Tomorrow People, and she appeared in the Disney attempt to do Oz, which was Return to Oz. She played the woman who met up with Dorothy, and was famous for taking a head off and putting a new head on. I can't remember her character right now. I should have written it down. You know, if you want someone who's scary but not plain scary, you want this actress. On a serious note, if you want someone who is serious, freaks you out by staring at you, you can either go to Christian Bale, or you could have gone to this actor, which is Val Kilmer. I was surprised to learn that Val Kilmer has actually appeared in a what's the band with Jack Black?
Tenacious D.
Tenacious D. He's appeared in one of the videos of Tenacious D as himself getting attacked. I mean, Val Kilmer will be remembered for other films as well, but I will know him from Batman, particularly in Batman Forever, where we were first introduced to Robin. But I couldn't imagine anyone else being able to play Batman in that film than Val Kilmer. It was just the way that he sort of played someone who was dead serious in everything that he did, both when he was in the mask and when he was out the mask, but also playing someone who had quite a horrific background. If you know Batman, you know the horrific background I'm talking about. The kind of hurt that he felt, but still having that seriousness in his face. it's a gift, and there are actors who can play that, but I think Val Kilmer opened the door to that style. There are so many actors who have passed away, and it was difficult to choose this list. There are quite a lot of honourable mentions that I could put on here. But like I said, if I actually sat down and made a film saying every single person who has passed away, Hulk Hogan, Judge Frank Caprio, Chris Christopherson, Robert Watt, Jonathan Hayes, Bob Newhart, Bill Cobbs, Bernard Hill, Priscilla Pointer, Simon Fisher Becker, Joan Polwright. I would be here forever if I named every single person on my list. So I had to go for the ones that really devastated me the moment I heard that they'd passed away. Let me know if there's any that you would have put on this list, or any that you think would have been more deserving than another character that I've mentioned. Or even let me know if there's any actors that I haven't thought of. There's Ray Brooks, for example. I could have done him. There was so, like I said, the list was getting so long that I had to look at my husband and go, I can't do every single person. I would be literally here all day doing every single person that is on this list. So unfortunately I had to narrow it down. Hopefully in the new year it all starts really happy and we don't lose too many people. But as the year goes on, we can only look to the future. So, hand on heart to all the celebrities who have passed away, to all of the celebrities who's passed away that their lives have affected us. We'll always think of you. Take care, guys, and we'll see you in the new year. Bye, guys.